In this class, we are going to discuss about trading and DMAT account. Well, by this time, you know why stock market exists, how does someone make money in stock market, why do people lose money into stock market, different kind of risk, power of compounding and its impact on the fluctuation, what happens into market, how to independently invest in a very passive manner. So these topics we have covered, and you might be thinking about opening your trading and DMAT account, people who are about to enter into the market, and then you must be wondering that what exactly is these two different account mean. So not for only those people but also for people who are already investing into stock market, this is one important thing to know. Basically, recently, not recently, this kind of scam has happened many times, that brokers have basically cheated its client, and it only happened because the client is not aware about all the modus operandi of it. So it's very important that you understand this factor, because you can not only lose money in market by choosing a bad stock and doing a bad investment. Sometime you can lose money because of these kind of frauds also. So this topic is more to do with that. Okay, so let's start with the presentation itself and try to understand. So I'm sure you know what is DMAT account by now. So DMAT account is a kind of bank account for you. There are two accounts, DMAT and trading account. In DMAT account, you keep your shares. In trading account, you give money to your broker. And POA is full form is power of attorney. When you open your trading account with any broker, and if you are not aware about this whole philosophy of POA, generally they ask you to sign every document on the account opening form. What exactly they do, we'll learn about that. So DMAT account is your bank account of shares. Every time you go and buy the shares, it get deposited there. There are two depository, NSDL and CDSL. They give you a DP ID, which is more like a bank account ID or bank account number what you get into bank. Here you get a DP ID in which your shares get stored. Okay, now what is trading account? So trading account is something which get opened at the broker end. To buy and sell shares in India market, you need to go through a broker. So on exchange, the share get exchanged. You want to buy, you will give your share to the exchange. You want to, if you want to buy, you will give money and get the stocks from your broker. When you want to sell, you have to give your stocks, which your broker will further give it to exchange, and in return you will get the money. Well, so trading account get opened at stockbroker level, DMAT account get opened at your depository level. So they are two different accounts. First of all, your broker can only ask you to open the trading account. DMAT is not mandatory. You can keep your DMAT account anywhere else. You can have just one DMAT account and 10 trading accounts. So with 10 different brokers, and you will keep all your shares into that one DMAT account, right? Then now that you know the difference between trading and DMAT account, let's also understand what is the trade flow. So every time you want to go and buy something, what do? You give your broker an instruction to buy 100 shares of Reliance. Your broker send that instruction to exchange. Exchange confirm the order. Shares get allocated into your DPID. So when brokers send the message, they also tell them that when you are going to buy the shares, you have to go and deposit the shares into that DPID, which belongs from this client, right? So in the whole process, this broker comes into the picture in both buying and selling time. So it's very simple. When you go and buy, when you just want to buy, you have a trading account, you bought the shares, it got deposited into your DMAT account default. What about selling? Now that you have got shares into your account, which is your DP account, and broker has no control over it, do you think if broker go and ask those shares from the depository will give that to the broker? The answer is no. So for that, you need to understand now the sales flow. So every time you want to sell, what you need to do, you need to again give an instruction to the broker that I want to sell these shares and I will give you this share. In which format? Okay, it is kept in my DP, I'll give you from there. Well, again brokers send this order to the exchange and exchange consider it like, okay, I got an order from the broker with whom I am doing the business. I'll honor his request and give a sell instruction and I'll get the delivery of the shares from the broker on behalf of the client. Okay, so share needs to be given. But this time, since share needs to be given and it is kept in the DMAT account with the depository, do you think that depository will give the shares to the broker? No, they will not give. Unless and until you are not authorizing your broker, they will not give it to them. So for this purpose only, you have two ways how you authorize your broker. They give you one DIS slip. This is called delivery instruction slip. So through delivery instruction slip, you can give physical form authorization to your broker to go and deduct the shares from your DP account and give it to the exchange. But these days, from very long time, not only these days, from a very long time when everything happened on the electronic mode, brokers started taking a signature from your account. You call it PO, it's not POS, it's POA basically. This is a typo here. So they take power of attorney of your account. And in that power of attorney, they get it signed from you that they can instruct to the DP to deliver the share to the exchange also. So at that point of time, when you do frequent buying and selling and you don't want to give the DIS slip, power of attorney comes handy. Well, if you just want to trade, now that you know 2-3 things. One is DMAT account, that it get opened at the depository level and you own it. Trading account where you keep money and give instruction to your broker to buy and sell on your behalf. Then you got POA, which is power of attorney, which you can sign and give a pre-authorization for your broker to get your shares from the DP when you are selling it. Well, buying it, there is no issue. In the whole process, there are few summarization I want to make here. One, if you just want to trade, so there are many people who would be doing this course and they think that they will do option writing and trading only. Do you need a DMAT account? No. So this is how you can differentiate between these two accounts. If you just want to trade, a DMAT account is not required. So even if your broker is saying, so you need to open the DMAT account with us, you can say, I don't want to open, I just want to trade. I mean, this is what the difference between DMAT and trading account, that you can independently open trading account as well. Then, if you don't want to actively manage your investment, so there are two kinds of investment, active investment and passive investment. In passive investment, you bought a shares today, you have full confidence in this company that unless and until something wrong don't happen with this company, you will not sell and stay invested for 5-7 years. This is called passive investment. So if you're going to do passive investment, is POA is required? No. You can opt out to sign the POA, power of attorney, right? Then your broker will say or convince that no sir, it is important that you sign the POA. I mean, this is a very general practice from all the brokers and you have to be cautious here, that you have to say no if you really don't need a POA. As simple as that. If you are a passive investor and you think that once in a 6 month, once in a year, you are going to invest and then live it for a year, 2 year, 5 year, you can simply say no to the power of attorney, right? If you just want to trade, you can say no to DMAT account. If you just want to passively invest, you can say no to POA. Then, POA is something which is voluntarily, it is not mandatory, right? So this is what you need to understand here. And another reason why I'm stressing so much on the power of attorney, because recently one fraud happened with one of the broker. They did it with the clients and they were able to do it only because of one reason. On the name of this convenience to sell the shares, they get so many other clauses written that you are not able to comprehend the POA documents properly. You and me are common people. If we are common people, it's not that easy to comprehend that POA document. And that's why one has to be very, very careful when they are signing the POA. So you have got two choices. One, you can be very, very careful. Another, you can decide whether you are actually going to do a lot of buying and selling or not. If not, then there's another way. You can simply give the instruction through the DIS slip every time you are going to sell the share, right? Maybe in 6 months or 1 year. Because in POA, if you go and get into POA, you need to read all the clauses, because sometime on the name of signature and the POA, they take many other accesses as well. You know, they can take even the full access of your account for the correspondence with the company where you have invested. You know, many other kind of accesses can be taken, and that can be very, very dangerous for you. You know, so am I asking you to go against the POA or something? Well, yes, I'm asking you to be careful in terms of when you are signing any kind of POA, power of attorney, not only into trading and DMAT account, but anywhere else, you know. So giving access to your own asset is something which you have to be very, very careful, you know. Now that I have given so much, negative thought around POA and created a kind of distrust among the brokers from your side. Some of you may think about, whether should I revoke. I have opened already a trading and DMAT account, and most probably I have signed the POA. So can I revoke it? Yes. You can ask back your stockbroker to show you the POA. Ask him to read all the clauses. If anything apart from giving the access to getting depository to sell their shares, for the delivery, if anything else is there, you can get it revoked. You can get the complete POA revoked as well if you find anything fishy there. So you can revoke. Your broker may refuse to do it, but then you can complain to SEBI. You can force them. You can revoke any kind of POA, right? So yes, so I'm not teaching you here that you should not go for POA. What I'm giving you is like these kind of fraud can happen where so many other clauses can get signed under the name of POA for POA to sell the share on your behalf, and that can be very, very dangerous for you. So what I'm teaching you is basically be careful about it. If you're signing a POA, read all the clauses. Ask him to explain every clause. I mean, it's going to be your hard-earned money which you are going to invest. So you need to know where exactly you can lose money into stock market. So the summary here is you may lose money not by just bad investment or bad trade. These kind of situation can also happen where unethical practices can put you in a place where you may lose your hard-earned saving. So you have to be very, very careful and understand your trading, DMAT and POA thing while opening the account in a very, very detailed fashion. So, and also you need to first identify where you actually going to do active investment or passive investment. Based on that also you can decide whether it should be the POA or it should be the DIS. So to summarize on one more side, you got SEBI, you got depository, you got exchange, then you have broker, and then you are there. SEBI is there to protect you from everyone else into the system, but they will be also protecting you only when you know your rights, you know what you are doing, where you are signing. So be aware about it. This is what I want to say. It may take probably 15-20 minutes more when you are opening your account, but it will give you a lot of peace of mind when you know all these things in detail. All right. With this note, thank you. See you in the next class.